lovelies, so you're joining me from the lovely comfort of my living room floor. I was asked the other day by a lovely girl a couple of years younger than me who's currently choosing her A-levels. She asked me, how do I deal with mine? Apparently, it seems that I have a good social life, work-life balance, which this year I totally agree with. Last year, not so much. 2 years ago when I was picking my A-levels, I picked the completely wrong subjects. I basically thought to myself, I'm going to go into forensic pathology, I should probably take science-based subjects. Now, I'm applying for an English degree, and I took science-based subjects, which in hindsight was a stupid idea, but who was to know? 2 years ago, I was dead set on doing science. So taking chemistry, maths, biology, psychology, and English didn't really seem like a problem. First of all, 5 A-levels. Not a good idea. I'm really proud of my GCSE grades. However, an A star at GCSE is roughly equivalent to a C at A-level. So you've worked yourself to death getting an A star at GCSE, and now you've got to work that bit harder to get an A at A-level. If you think about it, you're only going to be taking 3 subjects, mostly. In AS, a lot of people take 4, which is what I did, although I'm dropping my 4th. I dropped maths in my first 3 weeks. I just could not do it. It was not for me. I swapped maths for psychology, so I had to learn a whole 3 weeks, which doesn't seem like a lot, 3 or 4 weeks of psychology. 15 hours of class time plus, if you think of it this way, this is how I do it. 1 hour of class time, 1 hour of homework. Even if the teacher doesn't set homework, you've got to do an hour after school. At A-level, it's so much more hands-on. You've got to be really proactive in your learning. So here are my 3 easy steps how to do well at A-level. First things first, stay on top of your notes. It's such a stupidly simple concept, but come home and rewrite the notes you made in class. They weren't good enough. Think of it that way. Go to another book, go to another website, find more out. It might seem stupid, like, oh, we're actually going to know this in the exam, but knowing more around the subject makes the actual topic itself so much easier to comprehend. And that's the only advice I can give with regard to notes. Second thing, social life, work life. Keep them separate. If you've got a boyfriend that goes to the same school, or a girlfriend that goes to the same school, or you've got a really good group of friends who you love spending time with in class, keep them separate, which sounds so difficult, and I know it is difficult, but it's so good to keep them separate. You can see your boyfriend after school if you have time. I'm sorry, this is going to sound like a horrible reality, but if you really want to do well, you've kind of got to prioritise. It sounds awful, and I know I made the mistake myself. Thirdly, this probably should have gone first as it's so important. Although, if you're already doing your A-levels, this step is completely a substitute requirement. If you're choosing your A-levels, choose them wisely. That's all I can say. Look to the course you're looking at, look at the universities you want to go to, and look at the acceptable A-levels for one. And you've got to look it up and you've got to check. I personally don't agree with the fact that they're not as accepting with some subjects and others, but what can I do? So when choosing your course and what you want to do, make sure you do it all in advance. I know it sounds stupid. At the age of 15, 16, you do not know what you want to do when you grow up. It's perfectly normal. Well, I did, but I was wrong. If I hadn't have taken English, because perhaps I didn't feel like it was going to be necessary for my science degree, then I would not be able to apply for English now, which is of course my absolute passion, which I did not realise until about halfway through last year. Now, if you've really got your heart set on something, then make sure you do the subjects they ask for. If you've got no idea, then take really general subjects. History, English, maths, and a science. That's 4, and that'll pretty much get you on any course. Languages are also really vital, especially if you want to do something like English or humanities based. If you've got a GCSE in a language, you should be pretty alright, but if you've got a humanities based subject like English, also recommend a language. With regards to how I do this at the same time as doing schoolwork, believe me, it's not easy. I basically give myself 10-15 minutes to record a video. I do it when I'm getting ready in the morning. I don't really set aside a certain period of time for me to do this. If I finished revision or my homework in the evening, I'll usually just do 10 minutes of editing, perhaps answer a few comments. Like, it's not something that I spend a lot of time doing. I love doing it, it's a hobby of mine, but I definitely do not let it get in the way of my studies. So that's pretty much all the advice I can offer. If there's any other questions with regards to university applications and such, I'm going through that at the moment, and I know a lot of people have been asking me like how I was doing, which universities I'm applying to, and I'm willing to answer all those questions below. So with regards to offers, UCAS, school in general, how I organise my notes, how I keep organised is another thing I was considering doing. So if you want any of that, do let me know down there. I know this isn't beauty related, I'm really sorry, but I thought, you know, someone asked for something, I'm gonna give it. This is a lifestyle blog. It's a lifestyle channel after all. Lifestyle, part of school, school's part of my lifestyle, you know what I mean. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, lovelies. I really hope you enjoyed. I know it's slightly different, but I'm hoping I wasn't too boring. Hope I helped some of you out. Thank you, lovelies. Bye.